Hello everyone, this is Ep49, and welcome to episode 49 of Ep49's Enigmatica6 Let's Play series, where I'm about to do a thing. Yay, thing. I'm throwing Mending and Unbreaking 5 onto this little bad boy. Remember him? The ore miner, Ginny? I've been kind of keeping an eye on him passively. I haven't really even mentioned it since we did this many moons ago. But I've been kind of sort of paying a little bit of attention to it to make sure it doesn't completely break, in the hopes that I would find a way to repair it. And I think I just did. Oh yes. Oh yes, we did. And just like that, I've got a fully charged, fully ready to restart the mining process, or miner Ginny. And, even better, it has Unbreaking 5 on it now, which means it'll last a whole lot longer. Does it last 5 times as long if it has Unbreaking 5? I don't know if that math works out. I think it does. Should this not be a gold chest anymore? I'm thinking it shouldn't, right? Could you be a interface? Do we not have those on the auto-crafting? That's kind of silly. We should probably have those on the auto-crafting. We really should. Look at me not worrying about taking damage, because I can just kill things by virtue of the fact that they're attacking me. Hello, sir. You're welcome to attack me. It's hilarious that you would try. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can find where our cables connect here, and then we'll just... Or I could just move this thing inside my basement, too. That's also a thing. I don't think there's any reason that this needs to be outside. Other than that's just where it's always been. Right? Like, there's legitimately zero reason this needs to be inside. Am I wrong about that? I don't think so. Yeah, let's just put this in the basement. Okay, that works. You get to live inside the house now. Anywhere in particular? Do we care where it goes? I can't imagine we do. Right? I don't think it's all that important. Let's stick this here. Yeah, I like that. And then there. Oops. Dimensional mine shaft. That was supposed to be that. And then this goes in there. Sweet. Works for me. Cool. Alright, so back to automated ore mining. Not that we were, you know, in desperate need for more ores. I've still, and this is embarrassing to say, I've still yet to automate the ore processing mechanic, and I don't know what I want to do about that. You know, I could set up the mechanism 5x ore processing. I could try doing something with this guy. He doesn't seem to decay at all, so I think that by virtue of the fact that he's like top tier means that he'll never decay. I'm pretty sure. You know, we could do something where we, you know, drop items on him, but my concern with that is that I'm gonna drop items, but I'd have to throttle them. So, there's probably ways to do it. Yeah, I could probably come up with ways to do it. We'd have to see. Is that something I want to do today? Maybe. That could be cool. What do I have by way of vacuum? Ender hoppers. I don't know if they're filterable. You have a filter, though. That's kind of cool. So maybe today is not a bad day to consider setting up a automate this dude into processing stuff for me. So let's review what our problems might be. And then from there, we will review what our solutions might be. So let's set up a few things. Let's get some glass. Clear glass? Connecting glass? I think connecting glass is the kind of glass I want, right? That could be cool. I'm going to place down a constructor here, and we'll go over what I think the problems would be and what we need to do to come up with a solution for said problem. So, problem statement. We don't want to just willy-nilly throw items on the ground, because this dude will not be able to pick them up fast enough to be cool. Now, he also just feels like standing wherever he wants to stand. He's a little bit like, I'll stand where I want, Direwolf, and don't you tell me otherwise. But that's okay, we'll figure him out. Let's do a mob imprisonment tool and see if that... Oh, no, he sorted himself a little bit, so that's nice. Boy, does he take a lot of... Ow. Don't do that. Don't die. Dying is bad. So what we're going to want to make sure of, number one, is that this dude... Maybe I want to go ahead and use my glass. Doesn't get too many items thrown at him. Because the concern would be, like I said, you throw too many items at him, they'll eventually despawn because he won't be able to process them fast enough. And that would probably be bad. So can I sneak you in here without you starting to take damage? Jagsaur? Are you cool now? I guess. That's cool. Why can't I place blocks in this block space? That's weird, right? Isn't that weird? Feels weird. Alright, yeah. Ow! Hey, stop taking damage. Alright, you are going to be a little bit of a nuisance. So we're going to have to slightly less trap him, I think. Slightly less trap him. Let's give him, like, a wide berth. Does that sound fair? Are you slightly less grumpy now? Why? Why? Why taking damage so much? Explain. Is there something going on in this room that I don't understand? Is it too short? You think it's like a height issue? That's a good question. I thought this was going to be easy. Alright, attempt number 2. We're trying fences now. It's not a height issue. It looks like if he just gets pushed into blocks, he starts... I think he's probably a large entity. I just want to make sure he doesn't start taking damage down here. So if he gets pushed into a block, he seems like he's taking damage. But I think he's in better shape now. Okay, cool. Alright, so back to what I was saying. Problem statement is that he will need to... we need to prevent him from dropping items or stuff too quickly. So let's get ourselves an interface, or no, an import bus should be good. That would be cool. Let's get ourselves a chest. Yeah, chest sounds cool. An oak chest should be fine. Let's get a pusher module. Puller sender module, Mark II. And that should mostly be all I need here. So let's try this out. What I want to try is the gauges and switches mod. This mod has a lot of gauges and switches, as you can see. All kinds of gauges and switches. There's a lot of things that I don't know a lot about. However, what I was looking for was some kind of entity detector. And what I found was there was an industrial infrared entity detector. The other way you could search for this is if you just wanted to search for detector. There's a handful, but most of them are not what we're looking for. So the industrial infrared entity detector, this mod is pretty cool. There's a bunch of things on it, and basically if you want to see how the block you're looking at works, you just hold Control and Shift and it gives you a little spiel about all the things. But there's no UI on most of these blocks as far as I remember. But what you do is you can hit these buttons here and it'll change things on it. So you can see there's 4 values of information that are shown when you right-click something here. And there's also 4 kind of buttons along the top and 4 kind of buttons along the bottom. And that is no coincidence. So the first thing is sensor range. How far away from the sensor do you detect things? And you can bump it up by right-clicking the top, and you can bump it down by right-clicking the bottom. What this thing does is it detects entities in front of it. 1 or 2 blocks up and down, and then as far forward as you want. So I'm going to stick with the sensor range of about 4. That should be cool. Entity threshold is 1. This will emit a redstone signal when there is more than 1 entity in front of the block. This would be if there were more than 2. See how the redstone turned off? There's not currently 2 entities in front of the block. There's just 1. It's me. But with 1 entity set, it'll emit a redstone signal again. The other thing is what type of things to detect. Creatures, or players, or mobs, or animals, or villagers, or objects, which is what I'm going for. And then finally, I think everything is the last one that it can do. But I want objects, so we're going to go with that. And then the last setting is how much redstone signal it emits. So I'm going to leave it at a power of 15 and call it a day. Now, shift right clicking, it doesn't seem to do much of anything. So what we want to do is test if I drop an item on the ground. Boom. Look at that. Cool? How cool is that? So what we're going to do is we're going to use this entity detector to turn on and off the constructor. We're going to make you only work without redstone signal. So if you detect an item in the ground in front of it, turn off the constructor. Okay? Constructor will be type item. Extract mode will be on. And drop blocks instead of placing will be yes. Yes. We want to drop the items instead of placing. Now, the problem is the constructor, I thought had more filters, but it doesn't. But it doesn't. So that might be a little less of an ideal situation. So what we could do is modular routers. I feel like that would be the way to go. Not mob crusher, though I did still want that. But router. You, modular router. Give me another one, please. Or another 4 if you want. What we could do is have another chest. Maybe I'll just do this. 2 chests could be cool. And rather than having you do that, I want to make sure that whatever I set up here is pretty nifty. So what if we had the chests like that? Can I put modular routers on you without the chests getting all I can't open-y? I can't. Well, since I'm doing this remote anyway, let's set them up out here. So this could be our input chest, and this could be our output chest. And what if we had the modular router here, and we had one here? This might be far enough. Now, what I would want to do is have a dropper module set up. And then we'd also want a puller module. And hopefully the puller will pull from here. The sender will send to here. Okay? So you're going to pull items out of this. You're going to... I want to move you down one, actually. Okay. We want to pull from this chest, right? So anything that goes in here is going to be pulled. Boop. Cool? Cool? And then we're going to want to dropper him in front of the dude. Perfect. Perfect. All right, let me take off my magnet for a sec, because that might become a problem pretty soon, right? So any items that go in here are going to get dropped in front of the dude, right? Okay. Now you are going to vacuum up specific items, though, and then send them to the output chest. So we want this to be a whitelist. Match any. Ignore MBT. Match item damage. Tag matching. I wonder if all the ores that he processes, not ore, but What's up with that? Is that the other ore miner? The other one's still running, yes? It didn't find its way into the thing. Yeah, no, it's still going. Cool. Okay. Let's... chunks is what they're called. So I'm going to get copper chunks, and I'm going to get osmium chunks. And I'm going to get zinc chunks. Why not, right? So let's do a little bit of a basic test for a sec. He'll be like, oh, cool. Items, right? Now, that's not what we want to have happen just yet. But what I want to check first is F3H. Can I see the tags on you guys? Forged dusts. So what if we matched the tags on you? So we're going to say tag matching enabled. Are you going to let me specify which tag I want? Or will you match all tags? I guess we'll see what happens. It looks like it's working, right? But at the same time, it shouldn't pick up any of these things. Now, I might want to speed that up a little bit, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Now, the vacuum hopper should not pick up any of that stuff. Perfect. That's what I would want to see, right? And it also won't pick up the chunks. So check this out. I'm going to put chunks in here. And then he's going to pick up... How cool is that? Okay. Progress. Slow, but progress. But we can speed that up, right? Because modular routers will allow us to craft things like speed upgrades and stack upgrades, right? Range augment, pushing augment. There's definitely upgrades. Stack augment sounds cool. Stack upgrade. I would probably want both of you guys to have a stack upgrade. So remember, upgrades affect the whole modular, where augments affect just a specific module. All right, so let's check this out, right? If we wanted 7 of these, now all... that's right. So stack upgrades, it, like, does a thing. We're going to want more stack upgrades. They can stack up to 6, by the way, to do a full stack. Today, I just learned that. Okay, good enough for me. So now, let's say we wanted 10 chunks. He should do all 32 at once, and then he'll pick up the whole stack at once. Cool. All right. Process. Progress, progress, progress. All right, so step 2 is going to be, let's make sure that this guy doesn't pull if he's receiving a redstone signal. So redstone mode low means he'll only pull when he's receiving a redstone signal, and we're going to pop this dude on, okay, right here, and hopefully he emits to down here. I don't want that. I want you to send that. Do the thing. Thank you. Beautiful. And then your job will be... Are you still set the way I did before? No, you're not. Objects, sensor range, I don't know, 4, 3, something like that. 4. 3 should be good. Power 15, yeah. So then the reason for that is, let's say this is the case. Watch what'll happen. He'll stop sending once there's an item waiting to be processed by this guy. And he should process them fast enough that it won't wait till the time that items expire, right? This guy, even if he has a full stack in his hand, will process faster than the duration it takes for an item to expire, right? Because items expire after 300 seconds, right? I think that's accurate. So if there's any items on the ground, it'll pause the pulling from the chest and the dropping. And that sounds pretty cool. Right? I like it. I like it. That works for me. There's automated ore processing with this dude. Okay, I'm down with that. Now, what kind of fun way can we find to smelt these items? You know what else we should consider too is what happens if this chest fills up. That should be a consideration, and in theory, I'm pretty sure it should work, because what it should do is if this chest is full, he will fail to pick up items, and if he fails to pick up items, then there'll be an item on the ground, right? Right? That should be accurate, right? So if he fails to pick up items, which is what's going to happen in a minute, he'll detect those items are just sitting on the ground there. Now, they will expire. They will expire. But, you know, them's the break, kids. Alright, that's cool beans. Oh, you're not picking up... Oh... You need to pick these things up. Yes, you need to be added to the vacuum module. So lapis, probably diamonds and redstone as well. And coal. So diamond, redstone. We're going to have to see if anything else got missed. But yeah, that makes sense that we would need to add these guys to the whitelisted filter. Right? Because if you have diamonds... we want to make sure that you're picking them up. I guess he'll process stuff, but whatever. Neato. Same for diamonds. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, no, I love this. I think this is really cool. So what we should do then is we should probably import her on the back of here. And the same kind of deal. We'll do diamonds, coal, redstone, apatite, and lapis. As kind of your whitelisted imports. Let's go find our cables here. We have to connect this up. That'll do. Cool. I like it. I like it. It bothered me that that cable was sitting there. Alright, so now you should be importing that stuff. Didn't I whitelist you? Ah, whitelist. Yes. There you go. And maybe a stack upgrade for you? Yeah, I don't see why that would be a bad idea. Stack upgrade seems like a smart move. For sure. So in terms of smelting these dusts into ingots, there's nothing terribly exciting, I would say. We're going to be ready for an export bus on this guy in a minute. Did I make my exporter? I feel like I did. I did. Yeah, we'll want to program that in a bit. We'll figure that out in a minute. Maybe redstone furnace? I mean, it doesn't have to be super fancy, right? I would say no. It's just smelting. And then we would want an importer on the back of this dude with a few speed upgrades. That sounds cool. So if I'm not mistaken, this block can pull from the left. Auto input enabled. And you're going to output out the back. And you're going to receive my importer with speed upgrades. So basically anything you smelt should get imported into the thing. How about the wireless power things? That sounds like a plan. Boop. Cool. Okay. Augments. This guy. I don't think you know how to Lumium or Enderium yet, but I thought I taught you how to make the basic augments. Maybe it's about time I do that real quick. I'm going to go do it off camera. You guys have seen me teach Refined Storage how to make augments before, right? We don't need to see that again? Alright, so we should have some flux linkage amplifiers and some... They're not called augments, they're called components, even though they show up when you... But I did already have reinforced and I thought I did. I thought I did. So then you, sir, should be behaving nicely, but if I throw you in there and you guys in there, it behaves all the better. Plus, it's getting a net gain on power, which means we're sending energy in just fine. Okay, cool. So with that set up now, let's get our chunks, right? And boop, 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 boop. What I wouldn't mind doing is have these be all at the bottom here. That could be cool. Okay. Lead. Nickel, aluminum, iron. So if I started export busing you guys, and we said stack upgrade for him. Psst. There's work for you to do. Do you not with the 10? Sir. Please. Oh, by the way, we can probably just turn this off with a lever. Do I have one? I do. Now it stays off. Hey. Can you make what the doing works? Do you not work with all types of... I thought you did. Yeah, Crusher Spirit. You should have no problem doing this, buddy. So he should process now. Okay. For some reason, he was just chilling. He was being lazy. But I think he'll handle this all. So, long story short, we should be good here. I think I'm going to let him process all of this stuff. And then I will throw another export bus on the bottom here. Right? And that'll be for the second set of resources, which we'll set up after he's processed all the current resources that he's working on. Because he's got a lot of work to do. Right? Let's be fair. He has a lot of work to do. But that'll go there, and then this can connect that, and then we'll have these guys set up to go in a minute. Alright, so you guys are good now? Everybody knows what he's doing, especially you, Mr. was sitting there being weird for a minute? He was definitely sitting there being weird for a minute, right? I'm not making that up. Believe that to be accurate. And then hopefully you will just process all the dusts. And if this ever backstuffs, it'll freeze up the whole system, right? And I've still got a manual way to solve that freezing up the whole system problem too. Cool? Alright, I'm going to keep an eye on this for a minute, make sure he behaves, and then we'll be right back. He's not crazy fast, but he's pretty fast. And don't forget 6x ore processing, including for things like diamonds and whatnot. I don't think there's anything better. So all I would say is slowly but surely working. I think it's running smoothly, right? It's clearly not mechanism processing 9 stacks at a time, and it takes like half a tick to process each item. And no, but 6 XOR processing, relatively different than I've ever done before for an OR processing setup, and seems to be working pretty well, I think. So what I'm going to do is wrap up the episode here. We'll come back next episode. He will, hopefully by the time I start recording next episode, have processed all these types of ores. I did pause my mining system over here. The way I did that was I just put it just up here and put the ore miner in it so that he's no longer running. And then next episode when we get back, what I'll do is be prepared to have some fun. Maybe something new. Maybe something new. I think I'd like to explore a new dimension. That might be a fun thing to do next episode. We'll see. For now, Del20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.